So this is the fifth video of Django tutorial, and you know that we're going to discuss about the Django documentations. Today we're going to discuss about the part 2 models and admin side. So this is Shamim from SS Software Institute, so let's get started. We are talking about section 2 Django documentations. So probably I have given a lot of time to go through the Django documentations, as you know that how important it is, and these boring sections will help you a lot to understand the later sections properly. So don't worry, try to concentrations properly how I go through the documentations and will help you to understand the documentations properly. So go to the documentations and open a Django documentations. So open a Google and the Django documentations here. So today we are going to talk about this part 2 models and admin side. Yeah, we will discuss a lot and elaborately these sections, models and admin side, but these documentations give you some information that basically help you to understand what is the models.py and what is the admin.py and why it is important, why it needs. So click models.py, models and admin side part 2, and open a link and a new tab. Okay, so before discussing these sections, models.py, I will show you my project. This is student management system project. So here you have seen the models.py file. So this is a models.py file, and I have created some models there like courses model, session year, student, staff, and so on. So these models, why important, why it needs. So let's go through these documentations. First of all, this is the database setup. Basically we have some information or some data that we are going to store our database. Basically models.py help you to connect the database and your main site and main informations. That's why you need a models.py. So how you can set up your database, so let's see that. Basically we're gonna use our default database. This is SQLite 3. So go to the settings.py. This is the settings, and you have seen that. Scroll down, and this is your database. The database, default database that is being installed by Django project and Django. So this is a DB SQLite 3. So we are going to use that for the time being. So later on probably we're going to use MySQL. So you are going to use PostgreSQL, MySQL, and Oracle at the same time. But probably in beginning and at the beginning stage, SQLite 3 is very good, and when you are gonna smart enough in MySQL database, then you are gonna work on MySQL and try to connect to the MySQL database to the database. So basically when you are using a different database like MySQL or other, so then you are gonna use some keyword like user, password, host must be added. So if you are not using SQLite as your database, additional settings such as user, password, and host must be added. For more details, reference to the documentation of databases. So we're gonna learn about database later, so don't worry. So basically time zone, go to the settings.py and change your time zone. So basically go, and this is your time zone here. Yes, EUTS. Probably you have changed Asia, Dhaka. So this is our time zone. Okay, then install your app. So we have already installed our app. This is a login app. So go to the installed app, and this is a login app. So this is our project, and it needs to migrate your data to your database. That's why install your app. So when you install your app, you have seen some functions like, go to the settings.py and install the app. You have seen some functions like Django contrib.admin, contrib.auth, that means authentication. So content types, sessions, messages, static files, that means what are the informations you have stored your static files like image or whatever. So that files is already installed your installed app. Okay, now you have seen that a framework, statics files, a framework for managing static files, messaging framework, session framework, and content types framework, authentication systems is auth, and admin is admin side. Okay, now Python manage.py migrate. So now we're going to learn about the migrate. Basically, okay, go to the models.py. Okay, open our previous project like student management system. I have write some model like courses, customer, user, and session year, and so on. And in this data I want to move to the database. That's why I need this code. What code? This is a migration code. That means I want to migrate my data to the login app, and this is migrate to this database. So a migrate command looks at the installed app setting and creates any necessary database tables according to the database settings in your settings.py. So as you know that in your database you have seen tables and different things as well. So we are going to talk about how database works and what kind of information you need to know in database in the database sections. Okay, so now creating models. This time we're going to create our model first and try to migrate to the database SQLite 3. So first of all I need to read the philosophy why I need to learn the models. So a model is a single definitive sources of information about your data. It contains the essential fields and behavior of the data you are storing. Django follows DRI principle. DRI principle means don't repeat yourself. That means you don't repeat your code frequently. So redundancy is a very bad thing and normalization is a good thing. That's why you don't redundant your code frequently. That is important. That's why this model is important. This includes the migrations unlike Ruby on Rails. For example, migrations are entirely derived from your models file and are essentially a history that Django can roll through to update your database schema to match your current models. Probably we're gonna make some models like these questions and choice models. Question models, models.py, models, and questions text, and choice, question, choice text, and votes. So let's copy this code and write these models. Control C and go and models.py and write this code. Okay, so we are gonna make two models, question models and choice model. Okay, so go and these fields. So yeah, you know that character field means character fields and date time field means date time fields. Character field means how many character you are gonna write on, or you're gonna give your permission to the user. So this is character field. and this is a question text publish date, and yes, this type of this. So okay, so question text, so character field means how many character you have to write. This is maximum length. You can limit your length like 200, 100, 60, 40, whatever. And date time field means published your date, which time actually you're gonna publish. And choice model, you are gonna questions, write your questions, and your text, how many texts you're gonna give your questions, that is maximum length 200. Character field, and yes, probably integer field you need, that's why you are already vote means 1 2 3 yes or no, that means you need to call a integer field, so you're gonna call that integer field. So okay, so activating models. So philosophy, activating models philosophy. Django apps are pluggable. You can use an app in multiple projects, and you can distribute apps because they don't have to be tied to a given Django installations. So here Pulse is the app. Our app is a login app. So we're gonna start our project and start our app, login app. So this app, we're gonna store our model in this app. Okay, then scroll down, and yes, Python manage.py make migrations Pulse. So this code we need to migrate our model. So Ctrl V and paste, but our app name is login app. So login and press enter, and yes, no change detected app in login. So okay, so we have already create our migrations, that's why say that no change detected in app login. Then go to the documentation. So after make migrations, you have seen create your model, question and choice. Yes, we have already did that, that's why we don't see that scenario, but you have seen that yes, we have already created that. After getting that, we migrate our project to permanently. So that's why by running make migrations, you are telling Django that you have made some changes to your models. In this case, you have made new ones, and that you would like the changes to be stored as a migration. Okay, so then Python manage.py migrate. So let's do that. Go to and migrate. So let's copy this code or line, Ctrl C and Ctrl V and press enter. Yes, migrate this model properly. So we're gonna make this model so models.py question and choice. This is our two models that we're gonna migrate now. And after migrate, yes, probably we're gonna change our model frequently. So we have written two model like questions and choice, and future probably we're writing a lot of models like questions, choice, or here you have seen some models like that. Okay, so question, choice, and probably they have written some model like different model we need, probably we will need when we're gonna write down. So in these sections like class, student model, or different like these, here we have write a lot of models there. so session, student, or staff, whatever. So when we have write a model in these model sections, we should migrate to this model. So in that particular time, we don't need to like python manage.py make migrations login. Just we write down python manage.py make migrations and python manage.py migrate, because in first time we have already talked about or we have already migrate to the login app. That's why when we are gonna migrate these type of models, Django automatically detect that these model migrate to the login app. That's why differently or separately we don't need to write that. Okay. So after creating your model sections, probably you migrate your model, create your make migrations, and migrate your model properly. So playing with the API, that's API sections we are going to talk about later when we are going to talk about the API section, so don't need that now. Okay, after creating the models, we need to show the models and we need to see the models, why we have created our models or where we have created our models. So if I want to see our models, we need to create our admin. So introducing the Django admin. The philosophy first we're gonna read. Generating admin sites for your staff or clients to add, change and delete content to tedious work that doesn't require much creativity. For that reason, Django entirely automates creation of admin interface for models. Django was written in a newsroom environment with very clear separation between content publishers and the public side. Site managers use the system to add news stories, events, sports, scores, etc. And that content is displayed on the public side. Django solves the problems of creating unified interface for site administrators to edit content. The admin isn't intended to be used by site visitors, it's for site managers. This admin side is very important and powerful because you are gonna add, change or delete your content frequently. That basically doesn't need. This is a very tedious work. So it's not much creativity. So probably your site has a staff or client, so you're gonna add these. So in these type of tasks, Django automatically created into your interface. That's why these admin sections is important for your Django project or backend site. So how you're gonna create your admin site? Okay, so Python manage.py create super user. This code you need to write down and you need to write down there. Control C and go to your project and just create your admin site. Control V. So Python manage.py create super user. Okay, press enter and username, your username admin. For the time being, you should put your username as an admin. Okay, press enter. Email address admin@gmail.com. Your very simple email address you have added there now for the time being. Password is admin, ADMIN admin. Okay, ADMIN. What's going on? Okay, ADMIN. Okay, this is a very common password. Yes and yes. Your super user created successfully. So after creating your super user successfully, now you start your server. Okay, Python manage.py run server. Done. Open your server and go to the admin site. Okay, a server error occurred, please contact the administrations. Okay. Okay, so we need to add the admin side here and go to the documentations. Probably our password will be wrong, that's why no time zone found, key Asia and Dhaka. So that's the problem. Okay, no time zone found Asia and Dhaka. Why? For the time being, our time zone should be UTC. Okay, Asia and Dhaka. So in our previous project, go to the settings.py, and here is the time zone Asia Dhaka is found. Control C. Control V. Okay, done. Now done. And okay, click and go to the admin side, admin, and press enter. Yes, done. So open a Django administration site and log in. Username admin@gmail.com and password is admin. After login, so probably the password will be wrong, admin. Okay, correct username. Okay, our username should be admin. Sorry, our username admin and password is admin. Correct username and password. Staff account. So what's going on? Okay. So, yeah, our project will be done. So what's going on? Okay. Opening the project and admin. So our username admin and our password admin. Login and done. So we have seen our site administration, groups and user. So this is our admin site, but we have write some models like choice and questions, but we didn't see this model here. This admin site still now show you this choice and questions model in this place. But why? Because we don't register our site in this admin.py. That's why we don't show this scenario. So go to the documentations and you have seen Django administrations. We have already seen, and put your username and password, and yes, we did that. And enter the admin side. Yes, we have already entered, and get these groups and user at the same time. Yes, groups and users we have seen. And now we scroll down and yes, go to the admin.py and from models.informations. So we want to Control C and paste this admin site. Okay, import models import questions, and at the same time import choice. So go to the models.py and choice, control C, and admin.py, control V. Okay, we just import now registered that model. So admin.site.registered question, control C and control V, again control V, and we just register this choice, control C, okay, control V, and now our model is being registered to the admin.py file. So now probably we have seen these two model in the model section. So go to the site and server. Okay, done. This is a login app. We migrate our models to the login app, and we have seen choice and questions model. So very important and very interesting that we have already seen that, oh my god, our database and models import or store to the Django administrations. Now we just add our questions easily, text and votes, and save the counting, editing, and save. So this is very easy. We're gonna change at the same time this model if we want to add or questions. This is a questions, time and date, and everything we're going to do very easily. We're gonna do very easily. That's why this side is important. So that's why admin side and model side, how you connect each other and database. So we have seen this scenario properly. So questions, you can write your questions here. How are you? How are you? How are you, brother? How are you? And date is probably date time field. We're gonna add 3 and something like that. Here time is 12.00. So you're gonna save this, and please correct the error below because probably that date time field is not working properly. June 6 3. Okay, 2. Okay, add the questions there. How are you? Enter valid time. Probably this time is not valid now because we're going to change the Asia to Dhaka, so the time will be now 3.49, and this time today is 6/11/24. So you should 06 and 11. Now it's work. Please correct the error below. So enter your validated time. Okay, we're gonna add this time properly later on because the time date field, so we need to fix something is date time field. So we're gonna talk about later, so don't worry. And you can change your scenario at the same time, add questions, change the questions. So this is very important. Log out, you can also log out from this, add questions. This is a questions, and here is the add questions again. So login, so this is a login app and this is a home. So go to the documentations, and yeah, you have already seen that, and you can also delete when you're gonna add that. You can delete also. So your time field is being like your time field. Okay, so our probably we have seen our time field is not working properly. So okay, and the validated time is like that, where 21/16/22. Okay, so 21/16/22. Okay, still it's not perfect. 1622. Probably these will be work now. Okay, done. Our questions will be created, and yes, this is our questions that should be created. And if we don't add these questions in our question field, just press the delete, and yes, I'm sure delete these questions. Yes, delete it. So this is a field we're going to talk about. So okay, time change. So yeah, so today we have discussed the models.py and admins.py. Go through the Django documentations and try to give some basic knowledge how you can add your models.py and admin.py and connect each other and add to the administration side, add your data to the administration side, and you can easily delete, add your informations as an admin. So this is very easy. So next time or next day we're gonna talk about the part 3, views and templates. So mind it, I will give you the basic informations about models.py, admin.py, and request responses, views and templates. These type of information has in the documentation side, and these documentations will help you to understand, oh, basically models.py this one, oh, admin.py means these things. Okay. So when you're gonna start your project or understanding the big scenario, these type of information will help you. Oh yes, this is a model, this is admin. Okay, so today is done.